Dragon Ball Z, a series with hell amazing fights with Dragon Ball Super continues. We've seen some pretty intense fights in the series, but for any anime fan from the 90s, it's the fights of Dragon Ball Z that come to mind when thinking about big confrontations. During its nearly 300 episodes, DBZ just kept upping the ante with more and more powerful villains who went from blowing craters on the ground to blowing up planets. Main appeal of Dragon Ball Z was always the fights, so the show had a ton of them. It seemed like the heroes scarcely did anything other than eat, train, and scream as they gained yet another power boost. So these are my most favorite fights. Top 10 most epic Dragon Ball Z fights ever. 10 Earth's fighters vs. Freeze's army. Let's just start with one of the most recent fights. The most recent DBZ movie, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. This is how Dragon Ball came back to life. This movie has a lot of fight sequence between Freeze's and its army against the defenders of Earth. Since these warriors are often left out of the spotlight, and the power simply level doesn't compete with that of Saiyan Prince and his beloved friend Goku. But during Resurrection F we got to see Krillin, Tien, Master Roshi and others fighting head-to-head against Freeze's henchmen. This is what makes the fight scene intense. 9 Vegeta vs. Android 19. It is when the androids first appear. At the beginning, they seem to be a force that cannot be stopped. They couldn't be tracked and had the ability to suck power out of people. Even Goku couldn't stand against them. However, everything changes when Vegeta finally appears, and surprises everyone by going Super Saiyan for the first time. He promptly demolishes Android 19, who simply can't compete with the power of a Super Saiyan. It's Vegeta's nature that truly makes it a must-watch fight. Vegeta actually toys with Android 19, trying to scare it and demoralize it, knowing that the android simply doesn't stand a chance. It's basically a good reminder to all the fans that Vegeta was at one point the villain of the series, and still had a long way to go before he would be considered a hero. 8 Vegeta vs. Semi-Perfect Cell. Vegeta's face-off against Cell is one of Vegeta's most memorable moments. It is when we finally get to see Cell receive some much-deserved punishment at the hands of the show's most badass character. While Vegeta, with his absolute most confident and cocky attitude, this just makes his superiority, which is much more than satisfying. Cell manipulating Vegeta into helping him proves that cockiness really is the ultimate chink in Vegeta's armor. And Vegeta's subsequent beating at the hands of Perfect Cell is one worth watching. The battle. 7 Goku vs. Beerus. This is a memorable fight because it shows the new god form that Goku was able to achieve with the help of the other Saiyans. The fight between Goku and Beerus is also intense because eventually Goku loses the god ability and continues to fight as just a Super Saiyan against a god of destruction, and eventually convince him not to destroy planet Earth. 6 Goku and Vegeta vs. Kid Buu. This is the final battle of the series. As with any good Dragon Ball fight, it has a lot of twists and turns, with Goku and Vegeta pushed to their absolute limit. A great demonstration of Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta helping him out with sheer will and determination. There's a lot more to this fight than some flashy moves and punching. This fight finally forces Vegeta to confront Goku's superiority and swallow his pride in a great moment of character development that is rare in Dragon Ball. This is one of the main reasons why this fight is must-watch. 5 Gohan vs. Super Buu. This is Gohan at his best, super powerful, fighting for the right reasons, and differentiating himself from his father Goku, all while doing everything a Saiyan does best. After Buu wipes out literally the entire human race and embarrasses every character from the series that we love and expect something, watching Buu get humiliated by someone so confident is an amazing payoff. Buu, you want to fight Majin Buu? Gohan, fight you. No, I want to kill you. 4 Super Vegito vs. Super Buu. It should have been in the top 3. I believe this because Vegito plays with Buu as if he was just a child. Moreover, he makes him angry by showing that he was inferior to the Super Vegito. The best part is when Buu threw his so-called Planet Destroyer bomb at Vegito and all Vegito just kick it back. A lot of taunts and funny moments makes it a must-watch. 3. Majin Vegeta vs Buu, disobeying Babidi and having a free will and pride in hand. Vegeta just proved himself as a perfect warrior, having a class of his own. With Goku missing in action, Majin Vegeta steps up to take down Buu. They fight it out for a short time, but it's clear that no normal attack will take down a chubby pink menace. Vegeta makes the final decision to sacrifice himself to end the fighting permanently. It is a moment which might make you cry to Goku vs Vegeta throughout Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta and Goku get into few fights, and every time it's just breathtaking. From Vegeta's first appearance on planet Earth and first fight against Goku to Majin Vegeta against Goku, it's just awesome. The Prince of All Saiyan quest for trying to be the strongest warrior in the universe. Vegeta and Goku, Saiyan friends and rivals for eternity. On Teen Gohan vs Cell, the best fight and one of the most deserving showdowns of all time, fight between Perfect Cell and Teen Gohan. This is indeed an emotional one, as a teenage Gohan has to step up to save the day after all others have failed. This includes his own father, who sacrificed himself in an attempt to defeat Cell. Kind-hearted Gohan, who is just afraid of his anger and its consequences. While he was constantly warning Cell, as he had rough idea what might happen once Gohan loses his anger and gains complete control over his true power. Death of Android 16 and pain of his friends made he invincible. This fight has a lot of best scenes. One of them includes Teen Gohan walks towards Cell, pushing his Kamehameha with one hand as the music swells up, signaling his victory. Bonus: Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time. No one can ever forget this. Frieza is without a doubt the greatest villain of all time, master puppeteer. His battle tactics were simply amazing, his fighting style and power were just unreal at the time. Learning about Frieza's destruction of the planet Vegeta, corruption of Kid Vegeta, killing of Krillin, Vegeta, and the entire Saiyan race makes this fight super intense. Who's your favorite? Let me hear you guys out in the comments so you can get connected with me on Snapchat Vibes16 and Instagram. Stay tuned. It's Pokemon Go everywhere, but we anime fans are too lazy to get out of our home to catch some, so here are some best detective anime series you can sit and enjoy watching. 10. Psychic Detective Yakumo. Reserved college student Yakumo Saito was born with a red left eye that allows him to see ghosts and spirits. He uses it with the belief that if he can communicate with them and resolve any issue they may have, then the ghost or spirit can move on to the afterlife. A fellow college student named Haruka Ozawa appears one day asking him for help to save her friend, who she believes is being possessed by a spirit. He reluctantly accepts and afterward gets involved in other supernatural-related mysteries with her helping him. 9. Ungo Ungo is set in a war-torn Tokyo in a near-future Japan. In response to Japan sending the military abroad as peacekeeping forces, terrorists launched multiple attacks on Japan, killing many people and destroying much of its cityscapes. Sometime after the war receded to a period of uneasy peace, the Japanese parliament passed the Information Privacy and Protection Act, which gives the Japanese government control over the Internet. Detective Shinjiro Yuki and his strange partner Inga Mega, living in solving crimes and exposing human souls, all influenced in some way by the dystopian backdrop. 8. Monster Drive. Kenzo Tenma is a young Japanese brain surgeon, working at Eisler Memorial Hospital in Dusseldorf. Tenma is dissatisfied with the political bias of the hospital in treating patients and seizes the chance to change things after a massacre brings fraternal twins Johann and Anna Liebert into the hospital. Johann has a gunshot wound to his head, and Anna mutters about killing. Tenma operates on Johann instead of the mayor, who arrived later. Johann is saved, but Mayor Rodecker dies. Tenma loses his social standing. Director Heinemann and the other doctors in Tenma's way are mysteriously murdered, and both children disappear from the hospital. The police suspect Tenma, but they have no evidence and can only question him. 7. Go Sick. Go Sick takes place in 1924 in a small, French-speaking, fictional European country which stretches in a CONT reading.